Dynamite Daniel Dubois, or I'm thinking now maybe we should change it to Daniel Dapper Dubois. Very smart, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a businessman, so this dress apparel, this is strictly for business, and I'm in the ring, I'm all business.
Last time we saw you before the Gorman fight, you had a little velvet number on. Are you building up the old suit collection?
Yeah, well, this is going to be the new look from now on.
Looks good, as I said to you before. Are you in for next year's Love Island, maybe?
Don't worry about that. I'm all business. I'm a fighter through and through.
Good stuff. Right, we're going to take you back to the O2 Arena a little while ago. Now, we spoke to you after that fight, and it did seem that you were a little bit more chuffed with yourself after that fight than you normally are. Is that fair to say?
Maybe. To be honest, I felt pretty... this was just another part of my career, done. I got the British belt, so I was happy with the performance, happy with winning the fight, and just getting back to the drawing board now. Just getting back, getting ready for this next date, and seeing what's what.
What did you do in the aftermath? Did you give yourself a break? Did you take yourself off on holiday? Anything like that?
No. Yeah, we went over to Chicago with my sister and my dad for like a couple of days. She had an Adidas photo shoot, so I was over there with her for a little while, and just chilling really, just doing as little as possible until back in training.
Now, I've seen a little bit of footage of this Chicago trip. You were training over there, Daniel, come on.
No, only one day. That one day, it's just a little workout. I had to visit the gym. I couldn't stay away from a boxing gym, so it's about getting as much knowledge as you can in this game. So if Americans out there, they have something to pass on, and I'll take it on board.
Did you make a bit of noise over there? Did people know who you were?
Yeah, a few people actually. It was interesting, just random people, a couple coming up to me in some restaurants I was at, so it was good.
Now, was in Nathan beating an undefeated British opponent who you knew pretty well from your school days in Sheffield, was it a little bit more special than usual?
Well, it boosted my profile. It was a lot of people tuned in, so it was special on definitely that regard. A lot of people, watching it, with their own opinions on who would win it, and it builds exposure for me and more boosts my profile. So I'm glad I got that one done.
Were you surprised, but a lot of people in the trade, particularly boxers, were actually tipping Nathan to win?
No. Surprised that they don't know what I can do, and that the best is still yet to come. So I think it's the best is yet to come, and you haven't seen the best of me yet, and there's a whole lot more to give.
Was it a tough fight? Did anything take you by surprise in there?
No, not really. Nothing took me by surprise. I had to think my way through it at times, but nothing really surprised me. Just business as usual, and taking them apart and landing the shots. Maybe I could have done things better, but I got the job done.
Richard Lartey probably hit you more, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did carry a big bang, Richard, and that war I had with Richard, it prepared me for Nathan, and it got me battle-hardened, and after that fight, there was no way he was going to get past me.
Now then, I know you're a bit of a student of the boxing, particularly the heavyweight scene. Now, in and around your fight, there were some other heavyweight fights that took place. Joe Joyce got a points win over Bryant Jennings. Have you had a look at that yet?
No, I haven't watched it back. On the night, I was in the dressing room. I was watching some of it on the big screen, and it was on the fight. On how the fight. Well, it turned out, Joyce won, and it wasn't anything spectacular, but he got the victory, and obviously he moves on now.
The following week, Derek Chisora, he got a good win against Spilka. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was a good fight, Derek's an old warhorse, isn't he? So he's got plenty in the tank, and he can pull out the bag.
Is that one you'd like, or do you think Derek could give you a swerve with you being a bit young and fresh and up and coming?
We have to see. We have to go back and speak with everyone in the team, and I don't know. Maybe big money on the line. I think Derek will turn up.
Finally, on other people, we don't want to go down the route of what's happened since, but Dillian White also fought that night against Oscar Rivas. Did you take anything from that performance? Because people consider him to be sort of just below the elite boys.
Yeah, I'm not too far away from the big boys and breaking into that league. I think just I'm really focused right now, and I'm determined to push on and not let anything hold me back. So whoever I've got to beat, I've got to beat.
Now then, we spoke about Richard Lartey earlier on. Now, it was such a good fight, Frank's decided to bring in another Ghanaian for you, Ebenezer Tetteh. Now, 19-0, 16 KOs, vacant Commonwealth title. It's going to be fun and games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm confident I'm going to come out the victor, and once again move on. And right now I'm at the stage I'm only getting better. So the best is yet to come. And in this fight, I might show something a little different, something boxing fans haven't seen. And I'm just learning every fight. So.
I was speaking to your governor the other day on the phone, Martin Bowers, and he mentioned something about which makes this fight more dangerous, is that people from Ghana and that sort of region, the Commonwealth title really means something to them. They almost treat it like a world title. Now he thinks that adds to the levels of danger. You go along with that?
Well, this is the fight business. We're in the fighting game, so when the guy's got two gloves on and he's swinging with all his might to knock your head off, I think there's enough danger in that already. So, no, it is obviously a prestigious title on the line, so we've got to approach this seriously. And it's going to be. He's obviously going to try his best, so I've got to be 100% ready.
Are you aware? I don't know if you've been keeping count, but this will be 7 titles in just 13 professional fights.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It was, I don't know. I'm as I said, I've been doing my job, and I don't look into to what's on the record. But when it's all said and done, and I've done my bit, I think I'll have a pretty impressive record.
What have you done with all these belts? I mean, have you actually got a physical version of each one of these titles that you've got?
No, it's obviously some I've had to give back, but I've got a few of them.
So you haven't taken up the option of buying copies of them?
No. It's part of the game, we've got what goes around. There was an English champion before me, so it carries on, and I accept that. I don't cherish hold on to belts or nothing like that. This is for my family, and my family I haven't had yet, so that they can have a good life, and I just want to make everyone proud of my family.
Last question, back to the Royal Albert Hall headlining there. Special venue, you went there a few months ago. Somewhere you're very keen to return to?
It's the next date, it's the next event, so it's going to be buzzing again. We'll have to see, but I'm sure it's going to be an amazing night of boxing, and I'm looking forward to putting on the show.
Tickets go on sale on Friday, I believe, so what would you say to the fans to encourage them to come out and give you a bit of support on that Friday night of the 27th of September?
It's going to be another devastating performance from me, and for the boxing fans and fans alike, it's going to be a good night of boxing, so it's going to be exciting, and I'm just going to continue climbing the ranks and moving forward towards eventually the world title.
Daniel, thank you very much.